Well, the rod that I'm going to be using today is this one. This is called the All-Rounder. It's a very versatile rod. It comes with lots of sections that you can interchange. And in this configuration, I'm using it as a feeder rod at 13 feet. It's ideal in this setup for bream. Yes. Now, that's not a roach. That feels like the target species. I've just had a few little knocks and bumps, line bites really, caused by the bream just brushing into the line. I'm sure this is a bream. Nice steady old thump. I really like this rod actually, this all-rounder. It casts very well at distance, but as you can see, it bends nicely into the fish as well. I've got a 4-pound hook link on here, fluorocarbon one, and you've just got the nice compromise between a mellow action and enough beef just to turn the fish. It's a very nice blank. And I've got the fish now in front of me. There's 1 or 2 snags down there. I'd be worried if it was a carp, but with it being a bream, it should come over them. Well, there's a classic sight for you. A feeder, a piece of corn, and a great big bronze bream. Well, you say rods, Kev. Actually, this is one rod, believe it or not.
Now, this has got a nice big stamp here, the
Yes.
All-Rounder.
Yes.
Now, that gives a little bit of a clue here, doesn't it? Go on then, explain all.
Well spotted. Well, this is an amazing rod actually, because it will do 4 jobs in one. You'll notice once again we've got a composition. It's basically set up to be an 11-foot float or Avon type rod. VA, winch style reel seat, and again a very nice slim dark blank.
Sure.
Now in this configuration it's basically set up to be an 11-foot float or Avon type rod. And in the old days, when we talked about an Avon rod, we talked about a rod basically they've got a straight top, it's not a quiver tip,
Yep.
but it could be used for ledgering off the rod top, or it could be used for float fishing for things like tench and bream,
Yep.
anywhere where you're fishing for bigger fish at close range, and it's perfect for that.
So on a commercial carp water, the sort of day ticket fishery that we all fish these days, if you were coming into contact with some quite bruising carp,
Yep.
this rod in the Avon float configuration will cope with it nicely.
It's a 4 to 8 pound line rod.
Great.
Yeah. Now, if you put this top section on, which is a quiver tip top section, it converts it into a ledger and a feeder rod. And it's a very, very nice blank, actually. You'll find it's quite crisp. We've designed these parts very, very carefully for it to work in all these configurations.
Right.
But there's more. If I basically pull out the butt section
Yep.
and put in the extension
All right, yep.
here,
Yep.
I can immediately convert it into a 13-foot.
And that gives you greater casting performance, does it, as well?
Yeah, and if you want to prop the rod up higher to get more line out the water on a river, for example, it's absolutely perfect.
Superb.